If you're a truth seeker, you need to hear this. Your subconscious is trying to speak. Welcome to the only podcast of its kind, hosted by the legendary David John Oates. Dive into the world of reverse speech, where we unveil the hidden messages in the words of politicians, celebrities, and even you. Every Saturday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, join us as we decode the unconscious mind, revealing the truth behind the spoken word. With over 41 years of pioneering research, David John Oates takes you on a journey beyond the conscious realm. From shocking political confessions to the secret desires of the stars, no thought is too hidden. Discover what they're really thinking, and maybe what you're truly saying too. Tune in on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit www.reversespeech.com to learn more. Reverse speech. It's more than just words. It's a window into the truth.
And g'day everyone, I'm back again. This is David John Oates, and I am your host for the weekly Reverse Speech podcast, which we've been doing. This is podcast number 67. So been doing it for a year and a half, maybe getting close to 2 years, I guess. I'll lose track of time. So, okay, right. The show today is going to centre on the shooting on Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia. It's been all over the news, both in Australia and America. For those of you who haven't caught up with what happened, there was a couple of ISIS men. They called themselves ISIS. They had ISIS flags in their car. Killed 15 Jews in an anti-Semitic attack at a Hanukkah celebration in Bondi Beach, Sydney. This is Australia's second mass shooting. We had one in the 90s at Port Arthur, which was an old convict, a penal colony, the ruins of, and 35 people were killed there. That instigated Australia's bringing in the toughest gun laws they've ever brought in. There was a mass buyback of weapons from Australian citizens. Now, after this attack, they're going to tighten gun laws up even more. They announced another buyback of weapons from Australian citizens. So there we go. We are going to be looking at politicians talking about this event, and we have a few we're going to look at. We're going to start by, let me just get my files up here. We're going to start by looking at Australia's Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, talking about the massacre in Bondi. And the first reversal is really quite revealing, because it basically... Oops, let me just move that over there so I can see what's going on. Open this. Share screen, window. Okay, here we go. All right, so here is can you see that? Yeah, that's up, isn't it? Okay, this is Australia's Prime Minister in his first press conference about the shooting.
And the trauma and loss that families are dealing with tonight is beyond anyone's worst nightmare.
The leaders you made the soul.
The leaders you made the soul.
The leaders you made the soul. The leaders you made the soul.
That's a cryptic reversal. What it means is that the leaders of Australia created the circumstances for this to occur. It's the government's fault for being asleep at the wheel and not doing enough to stamp out anti-Semitism. So the leaders you made the soul. We are the leaders. We created the circumstances for this to happen. That's what the reversal means. So here we go.
And the trauma and loss that families are dealing with tonight is beyond anyone's worst nightmare.
The leaders you made the soul.
The leaders you made the soul.
The leaders you made the soul. The leaders you.
Oh, sorry, I cut that off too soon. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. We'll play the reversal again.
The soul.
The leaders you made the soul. Allegiance, mass assault.
So what they're doing, rather than looking at themselves, they are taking more guns away from the Australian public. I don't know. I lived in America for 10 years. I have America's mentality over guns. When I was in America, I owned several weapons. It's I guess you could argue back and forth as to arm citizens or take weapons away from them. I don't know. Here's the next reversal, a bit of a strange one.
Of the New South Wales Police and the first responders who rushed to their aid, as well as the courage of everyday Australians who...
Iraq is the loser.
Iraq is the loser.
Iraq is the loser. Iraq is the loser.
Well, that's just a really strange reversal because there's been no hint these people were Iraqis or anything to do with Iraq. So I really don't know what that reversal means. It's a cryptic reversal of some sort. I'll play it again, but it's a mystery to me.
Of the New South Wales Police and the first responders who rushed to their aid, as well as the courage of everyday Australians who...
Iraq is the loser.
Iraq is the loser.
Iraq is the loser. Iraq is the loser.
Okay, all right. Here's the next one.
My message to Jewish Australians is that your fellow Australians stand with you tonight in condemning this act of terror.
Sydney invade.
Sydney in bed.
Yeah.
Sydney in bed. Sydney in bed.
Sydney invade. I see some people in the chat saying they love their guns. I used to love my guns when I lived in America. I was very upset to not have any. I feel naked, actually, without weapons. Let's play this reversal again. Hello to everyone who said hi to me. Thank you. I appreciate the well wishes.
My message to Jewish Australians is that your fellow Australians stand with you tonight in condemning this act of terror.
Iraq is the loser.
Sydney in bed.
Oh,
My message to Jewish...
Oh, I'm sorry. I already played Iraq is the loser. Sydney invade.
Terror. Sydney in bed.
Yeah.
Sydney in bed. Sydney in bed.
For those who don't know, Sydney, Bondi Beach is in Sydney, New South Wales, the state of New South Wales, for those of you who don't know. All right, here we have another Albanese. I think air guns are illegal too, if I remember correctly. Someone said they make pretty powerful air guns. I'm sure they're illegal as well.
Have you taken the threat of anti-Semitism seriously, and can you guarantee the safety of Jewish Australians?
Yes, we have taken it seriously.
And backwards, you're serious in the gut.
You're serious in the gut.
Oh, yeah.
You're serious in the gut. You're serious in the gut.
Yeah, all right. They have taken it seriously. Okay, that's a short one up for Albanese. Here it is again.
Have you taken the threat of anti-Semitism seriously, and can you guarantee the safety of Jewish Australians?
Yes, we have taken it seriously.
You're serious in the gut. I'll play.
You're serious in the gut.
You're serious in the gut. You're serious in the gut.
Okay, well, that tells us he has taken the threat seriously. Now we have one reversal on Netanyahu, which is a rather controversial reversal. Is Netanyahu getting stuck into Australia for not stamping out anti-Semitism?
Because the disease spreads and it will consume you as well. But we are worrying right now about our people, our safety, and we do not remain silent. We fight those who try to annihilate us.
We fight those who try to annihilate us, and backwards, the last enemy fondled you.
The last enemy fondled you.
The last enemy fondled you. The last enemy fondled you.
That might sound a bit strange. Let me play a reversal. It's not strange. It goes right into this guy's mindset. Let me play you another reversal on Netanyahu that will help explain this one. And this is the one I found on him a while ago. basically saying that he gets sexual energy off the fighting. Listen to this.
Thank you, Richard, and thank you all for giving me the opportunity to spend some time and discuss the urgent problems of the day.
And here he says, sex in the madness.
Sex in the madness. Sex in the madness. Sex in the madness.
He gets off on all this chaos. That's why he's still going after Gaza. The last enemy fondled you. He got off on it. It was something that happened that he could really get his teeth stuck into. It's a really horrible reversal. Sexual energy getting off of the conflict.
Because the disease spreads and it will consume you as well. But we are worrying right now about our people, our safety, and we do not remain silent. We fight those who try to annihilate us.
The last enemy fondled you.
The last enemy fondled you.
Wow.
The last enemy fondled you. The last enemy fondled you.
You know, when I do my training courses, I teach a whole class on sexual energy and how it drives us. And the sexual energy is more than the act of sex. It's power, domination, control. Yeah, so there we go. All right, we're going to look at the former Australian Prime Minister John Howard. And he is getting really stuck into Albanese for these attacks. They're blaming the government to allow these things to continue. So let us have a look at his reversal. This is John Howard. He's a former Prime Minister of Australia. I think he serves 3 terms, if I remember correctly. Maybe some Australians listening can correct me if I'm wrong on that. I think he serves 3 terms, or maybe even 4. I know he was in for a long time. Okay, so here we go.
Over the past few days, what might have been the case if the weapons we banned after Port Arthur had been in the hands of those criminals on Sunday, they would have killed even more people.
So you think it could have been even worse?
Abuse in the bill.
Abuse in the bill. Abuse in the bill.
Ooh.
Abuse in the bill.
You know what? That's not a very good reversal at all. Let me play that again. Hang on.
Killed even more people.
So you think it could have been even worse?
Abuse in the bill.
Abuse in the bill.
Abuse in the bill.
Okay, not abuse in the bill. In other words, it's open for abuse. The bill that they passed to take guns away is open for abuse.
Over the past few days, what might have been the case if the weapons we banned after Port Arthur had been in the hands of those criminals on Sunday, they would have killed even more people.
So you think it could have been even worse?
Abuse in the bill.
Abuse in the bill. Abuse in the bill. Abuse in the bill.
Bill is well, you know what a bill is, same as in America. All right, here's the next one on John Howard.
There's no doubt that the attack on Sunday was directed at Jewish people, whereas the attack in Port Arthur was a random act of a madman.
Jewish do the terror.
Jewish do the terror.
Wow.
Jewish do the terror. Jewish do the terror.
Jewish do the terror. Well, that's quite a statement, isn't it? You think about the Jews, what they're doing to Gaza. It's a little bit of a mismatch, isn't it? 1,000 Israelis killed in October 7, which is horrible, of course. But how many Gazans have been killed now? 500,000? It's quite amazing. So Jewish do the terror is actually quite an accurate statement.
There's no doubt that the attack on Sunday was directed at Jewish people, whereas the attack in Port Arthur was a random act of a madman.
Jewish do the terror.
Jewish do the terror.
Jewish do the terror. Jewish do the terror.
Well, that's like I said, that's actually quite a true statement, and I just told you why. So there we go. All right, next one.
Since then, more should have been done by Mr. Albanese. He should have been more vigorous. He should have held no
Our blood never assume it.
held no near British
held no near British net. Held no near British net.
Our blood never assume what? Let me listen to the forwards again.
Since then, more should have been done by Mr. Albanese. He should have been more vigorous. He should have.
Okay, yeah, he's saying more should be done. Our blood never assumes. Just because we spread blood, it doesn't assume that more would be done. Our blood never assume it.
Held no near British net.
Held no near British net. Held no near British net.
Yeah, okay, well, that speaks for itself. Then we've got this one here.
This all happened in the wake of an unprovoked attack by Hamas. They took hostages, murdered innocent families, the largest loss of Jewish life since the Holocaust.
Of Jewish the souls.
Of Jewish the souls.
Of Jewish the souls. Of Jewish the souls.
Of Jewish the souls. Interesting. Not so sure what he means by that. Let me play that again.
This all happened in the wake of an unprovoked attack by Hamas. They took hostages, murdered innocent families, the largest loss of Jewish life since the Holocaust.
Okay, yeah, okay, it's a congruent reversal. The souls of the Jews, of Jewish the souls.
Of Jewish the souls.
Right.
Of Jewish the souls. Of Jewish the souls.
Yep, okay, all right. Yeah, that's a congruent reversal. All right, here we have another one. We have a lot of listeners, a lot of viewers on the stream today. Hello to everyone watching live. You've got quite a few of you here. Not more than normal, but double what I normally get on live views. So welcome. Hope you enjoy the podcast. Here's the next one on former Australian Prime Minister John Howard.
And given that the Holocaust goes down in history as the darkest and most evil deed of mankind in its history, you can understand the concern of Jewish people.
Talking about the Holocaust, the dark man was evil.
Dark man, but evil.
Dark man, but evil. Dark man, but evil.
I guess he's talking about Hitler, I would presume. That's the presumption. Let's listen to it again.
And given that the Holocaust goes down in history as the darkest and most evil deed of mankind in its history, you can understand the concern of Jewish people.
The dark man was evil.
Dark man, but evil.
Dark man, but evil. Dark man, but evil.
Yeah, he's talking about Hitler. Yep. All right, next one along. Here we go.
And that's sensible, but we shouldn't get away from the responsibility that the government of the day and the Prime Minister of the day in setting the moral tone.
Yeah, he's blaming the government of the day for setting the moral tone. That's the first reversals I played. The leaders, they made the soul. And here he says, evil in the snobs.
The evil in the snobs.
The evil in the snobs. The evil in the snobs.
Yeah, the snobs are those in Parliament who are sitting up watching it all happen, allowing it to happen. Here it is again.
And that's sensible, but we shouldn't get away from the responsibility that the government of the day and the Prime Minister of the day in setting the moral tone.
Evil in the snobs.
The evil in the snobs.
The evil in the snobs. The evil in the snobs.
Yeah, and one last one on Howard. Here we go. So he's blaming the government. The reversals are blaming the government. I haven't found anything that would indicate a conspiracy or it was a false flag attack. That would come up in reversals if it had. I'm aware of a lot of the conspiracy theories floating around online. I haven't seen any in reversals that would indicate that. We've still got a few more Australian politicians to play on this show yet. We'll see if that comes up. But from what I can see looking in, what we saw is exactly what happened. It was an anti-Semitic attack on Bondi Beach. 15 people killed, 16 including the gunman.
I think some of the universities stand condemned for not having done enough to prevent the anti-Semitism.
Delayed never boost fun.
You need never boost fun.
Oh, yeah.
You need never boost fun. You need never boost fun.
Yeah, that was a congruent reversal too. They delayed in their response. They delayed in condemning anti-Semitism, and it wasn't fun at all. It didn't boost the fun at all.
I think some of the universities stand condemned for not having done enough to prevent the anti-Semitism.
Delayed never boost fun.
You need never boost fun.
You need never boost fun. You need never boost fun.
All right, here we have our Secretary of Defence Secretary, like Pete Hegseth. He's also Deputy Prime Minister of Australia. So let's see what he's got to say for himself about the situation.
This is an issue which is not going to be solved overnight or in a week or a month. It's a long-term project, but we must stamp anti-Semitism out in this country.
Is this a messy net? Mess sum you up.
Is this a messy net? Mess sum you up.
Is this a messy net? Mess sum you up. Is this a messy net? Mess sum you up.
Well, yeah, is this a messy net? Is this a disaster? Yes, it is. Reverse and say, yes, it is a disaster, and that sums you up, mate. So is this a messy net? Mess sum you up. He's condemning himself. This is the Australian government's fault. It comes out over and over again in the reversals. Here we go again.
This is an issue which is not going to be solved overnight or in a week or a month. It's a long-term project, but we must stamp anti-Semitism out in this country.
Is this a messy net? Mess sum you up.
Is this a messy net? Mess sum you up.
Is this a messy net? Mess sum you up. Is this a messy net? Mess sum you up.
Yeah, there we go. And next one is also about a mess.
Anti-Semitism is being given more expression than I have ever seen before.
A wolf, a mess.
Oh, for yes.
Oh, for yes. Oh, for yes.
Yeah, they'll be motivated and driven to create chaos. It's a big mess that the government has created.
Anti-Semitism is being given more expression than I have ever seen before.
A wolf, a mess.
Oh, for yes.
Oh, for yes. Oh, for yes.
And then we have a strange reversal.
And in terms of hate speech, we have criminalised more forms of hate speech than any government. We've criminalised the Nazi salute.
A jealousy standard. Why jealousy? Well, right where it says we've criminalised the Nazi salute, he says jealousy standard.
Jealousy standard.
Jealousy standard. Jealousy standard.
I don't understand that reversal. Why would you be jealous about criminalising the Nazi salute? That doesn't make any sense to me.
And in terms of hate speech, we have criminalised more forms of hate speech than any government. We've criminalised the Nazi salute.
Jealousy standard.
Jealousy standard.
No.
Jealousy standard. Jealousy standard.
No, I don't know what that is. All right, we've got one more to look at, and I've only just started this. Let's have a look, see what I got. This is some on the New South Wales Premier, Chris Minns. Here we go.
Thank you. I'm also joined with the New South Wales Police Commissioner, Mal Lanyon, for an update on the terrible events of last Sunday.
And I'll solve this never.
And not solve this never.
And not solve this never. And not solve this never.
In other words, they're not going to make any change. It's going to stay exactly the same. They're never going to solve it. They're never going to make any difference. They can talk all they like, but nothing's going to change. And I solve this never.
Thank you. I'm also joined with the New South Wales Police Commissioner Mal Lanyon for an update on the terrible events of last Sunday.
And I'll solve this never.
And I'll solve this never.
And I'll solve this never. And I'll solve this never.
All right, there's going to be more anti-Semitic attacks in Australia. I guarantee it. With a reversal like that, he ain't going to do nothing. He's going to solve nothing. They arrested 7 people just 2 or 3 days ago who were planning further attacks on Bondi Beach. So this reversal, and I solve this never, is quite correct. Okay, so here we have a New South Wales Police Commissioner. Bondi Beach was in Sydney. Sydney's the capital of New South Wales. Okay, so here we have the New South Wales Police Commissioner.
He's a really positive young man. Tragically, we know that
he's talking about the police officer who was shot in the head, who took out the main gunman. He's lost his sight in one of his eyes.
He's a really positive young man. Tragically, we know that he's going to lose the sight in one eye as a result of his injuries on the weekend.
When I'd see the gun. Or maybe that seize as an S-E-I-Z. Hang on.
Injuries on the weekend.
When I'd seize the gun. Okay, that's talking about more gun controls in Australia. All right, here's another one.
Jack is incredibly comforted by the knowledge that as his commissioner, I have given him an undertaking that we will support him.
Punish him. Seize that ass.
Punish him. Seize that ass. Punish him. Seize that ass. Punish him. Seize that ass.
I don't think he's talking about punishing the police officers here. I think he's talking about the gunman that they arrested, the son, who is now conscious and has already been charged. So let's play that again.
Jack is incredibly comforted by the knowledge that as his commissioner, I have given him an undertaking that we will support him.
Punish him, seize that ass.
Punish him, seize that ass. Punish him, seize that ass. Punish him, seize that ass.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the son. Oh yeah, Australia's going to make an example of him. You can bet that he'll be locked up for 3,000 years with no parole or something crazy like that.
We will find appropriate duties for him depending on the nature of that injury and his capacity.
Hear the sad, we've seen it.
Hear the sad, we've seen it.
Oh yeah.
Hear the sad, we've seen it.
Yeah.
Hear the sad, we've seen it.
Yeah, that's just a congruent reversal. The guy's sad, they've seen it. Just speaks for itself.
We will find appropriate duties for him depending on the nature of that injury and his capacity.
Sees that ass, we've seen it.
Hear the sad, we've seen it.
Yeah, hear the sad, we've seen it.
Hear the sad, we've seen it. Hear the sad, we've seen it. Hear the sad, we've seen it.
Okay, so there are all the reversals I got on the Sydney shooting. What does it tell us? It tells us it's going to happen again. It tells us it's the government's fault. It tells us there wasn't a conspiracy. There wasn't a false flag operation. What you saw is really what happened. Now they have to look into the background of the shooters. They made a trip to the Philippines, which is an ISIS stronghold, 2 weeks before the shooting. So that's all going to be looked at. So, but there you go. That's what I've got. Now, someone asked me, several people asked me for a reversal on Gavin Newsom. So I did Gavin Newsom this week. Okay, so we're going to shift gears and we're going to look at some reversals on Gavin Newsom. All right, so here we go. This is him from just this week.
We aligned with some of our Western leaders, and we've tried to replicate. We try to braid that back together, knit that back together.
This deal, they're so ominous.
This deal, they're so ominous.
Oh.
This deal, they're so ominous.
Wow.
This deal, they're so ominous.
What's he talking about forwards? Hang on, let me get the forwards.
We aligned with some of our Western leaders, and we've tried to replicate. We try to braid that back together, knit that back together.
This deal, they're so ominous.
This deal, they're so ominous.
I'll be bothered. Yeah, someone just posted on Facebook, the devil is a Democrat. Yeah, I think you're right. He's subscribed to the Democratic Party. If you could see all the satanic reversals I find on Democrats, you would be amazed. I should play them all one day. All right, next reversal.
And it's about being responsible to do better and do more. And we also recognize we need to do more as it relates to innovation and bringing that entrepreneurial mindset.
Rome with leaders, that's a good one.
Rome with leaders.
Yeah, Rome, the civilization, the government. You could look at California would be Rome. America could be Rome. Rome is our kingdom, our world, our empire, common metaphor. I hear it frequently and often in reverse speech. All right, here's another one.
I love that. I mean, Susan, come on. She was doing ARPA and all this next level innovation. That's what we need. And
within you, wolf standard.
Within you, wolf standard.
Wow.
Within you, wolf standard.
I'll be bothered.
Within you, wolf standard.
Look how he shakes his hands right as he says wolf. Yeah, I'll play it again.
I love that. I mean, Susan, come on. She was doing ARPA and all this next level innovation. That's what we need. And
within you, wolf standard.
Within you, wolf standard. Within you, wolf standard.
Within you, wolf standard.
Within you, wolf standard. Okay, well, that implies he has some sort of moral compass inside of him, is what that tells me, which is a strange thing to find on Gavin Newsom. But anyway, I'm not a fan of Gavin Newsom, so there you go. All right, next one.
We were out, we saw that she was moving on, and we immediately reached out and said, hey, are you available to talk?
Wombs a wish, that debt.
Wombs a wish, that debt.
Oh, yeah.
Wombs a wish, that debt.
Wow.
Wombs a wish, that debt.
Oh, yeah. He wants to create something new, but California's way down with debt. He wants to build something new, build, create, expand, but they have too much debt to do it. Wombs a wish. I want to build and create something new, but we're way down with debt.
We were out, we saw that she was moving on, and we immediately reached out and said, hey, are you available to talk?
Wombs a wish, that debt.
Wombs a wish, that debt.
Wombs a wish, that debt. Wombs a wish, that debt.
Yeah, well, there you go. California's in debt. Here's the last reversal.
But if, indeed, an own member of their own family, how do you unpack that? And, that just hits home in every way, shape, or form in terms of.
Said that money.
Said that money.
Huh.
Said that money. Said that money.
Yeah, well, that's where his mind's at. California's in debt, and he's thinking about money.
But if, indeed, an own member of their own family, how do you unpack that? And, that just hits home in every way, shape, or form in terms of.
Said that money.
Said that money.
Said that money. Said that money.
There you go. All right. Okay, well, that's all the new reversals I got for this week. Let me see what else I might have that would interest you. I think what we'll do, we'll just go back to I don't know. We could look someone, Erica Kirk. Oh dear, she's in the she's in there a lot, isn't she? Erica Kirk. Where have I got her reversals? A B C D E F G H. Kirk, Charlie Kirk, Erica Kirk. Okay, all right. Look, she's been in the news a lot lately. She's traveling all over the country. Doing lectures and workshops. I saw a really funny meme on Facebook the other day. It said, you remember when JFK died and Jackie O went on this worldwide press lecture tour after his death? Well, of course, she didn't. So we don't remember that. So it was a bit of a dig, really. Okay. Here we have, we're going to revisit Erica Kirk. Okay. Let's look at her. This is on Charlie Kirk Memorial.
Hello. God bless all of you.
We the law sell buck.
We the law sell buck.
We the law sell back. We the law sell back.
In other words, she's into the money. She wants the money. We the law. We're going to lay down the law. We're going to dictate how this happens, and we want money.
Hello. God bless all of you.
We the law sell buck.
We the law sell buck.
We the law sell back. We the law sell back.
All right, here's another one.
But there was something else too. Even in death, I could see the man that I love.
Name the beast.
Name the beast.
Whoa.
Name the beast. Name the beast.
Oh, whoa. That could be the beast from the book of Revelation. I talk about that in my latest book, which I'm writing now, Fulfillment of Prophecy. This is a good book, Fulfillment of Prophecy. I'm very happy with it. Okay, so name the beast. That's a pretty intense reversal to come out on Erica Kirk.
But there was something else too. Even in death, I could see the man that I love.
Name the beast.
Name the beast.
Wow.
Name the beast. Name the beast.
Okay, so she's after money. She's connected in with the beast. Then this reversal.
I saw the one single gray hair on the side of his head, which I never told him about. Now he knows. Sorry, baby, telling you now, but never told him.
Divine, we lost.
Divine, we lost.
Wow.
Divine, we lost. Divine, we lost.
Wow. Wow. That's pretty intense. Divine, we lost. She's after money. She's working for the beast. And she's lost the divine. Yeah, this is Tammy Faye Baker all over again.
I saw the one single gray hair on the side of his head, which I never told him about. Now he knows. Sorry, baby, telling you now, but never told him.
Divine, we lost.
Divine, we lost.
Divine, we lost. Divine, we lost.
Well, she's not shaping up very well at all, Erica Kirk, is she? Listen to this last verse I'm going to play on her.
Because his love for me drove me to be a better wife. Every day he honored me, and I prayed that I could be the wife that God needed me to be for my husband.
Lives the harm, I feed the scheme within God.
Snips the hammer, feed the steam, didn't dog.
Snips the hammer, feed the steam, didn't dog. Snips the hammer, feed the steam, didn't dog.
This is all a big scheme. It's a big con. This woman's face isn't genuine at all. She's after money. She's after fame. She's using God to feed her scheme. This is reprehensible.
Because his love for me drove me to be a better wife. Every day he honored me, and I prayed that I could be the wife that God needed me to be for my husband.
Lives the harm, I feed the scheme within God.
Snips the hammer, feed the steam, didn't dog.
Snips the hammer, feed the steam, didn't dog. Snips the hammer, feed the steam, didn't dog.
Yeah, there it is. All right, let us go to. We're going to do some more of my lecture reversals now. My archives, which I've been doing every week on the show for the last month or so, actually. All right, so let's move into this. We're up to the M's, so we're going to scroll down to. Okay, we're up to the M's. We did metaphors. We're going to scroll. Oh, okay, here we go. We've got some mirror image reversals. Let's play you some mirror image reversals. where it says exactly the same backwards as it says forwards. Listen to this.
He did cash the check.
He did cash the check, and when she said cash the check, backwards she says cash the check.
Cash the check. Cash the check. Cash the check.
So that's the same forwards and backwards. Here's the forwards.
He did cash the check.
And backwards, cash the check.
Cash the check. Cash the check. Cash the check. Cash the check. Cash the check.
So there we go. We call that a mirror image reversal, where it says the same thing backwards as it says forwards. I'm into my archives now, for those of you who are following this. Let's look at another reversal here. Mirror image reversal.
It's full health and vitality that solve it.
Huh. What happened? Oh, my software messed up. Hang on, I got to shut my software down. Okay, it does that every now and then. Very frustrating. Hang on, we'll just open it back up again. Okay, here we go. Got to get back to my files again. And archives. Where's my archives? Here we go. We're playing mirror image reversals. We're looking at the fact that it's happened.
It's full health and vitality that solve it, or it's about truly embracing the fact that it's happened and making it.
And when she says the fact that it happened, she says the fact that it's happened backwards. Oh, sorry.
It's full health and vitality that solve it, or it's about truly embracing the fact that it's happened. Embracing the fact that it's happened.
Mirror image reversals, they're amazing. They're actually quite common. They're more common than you might realize. I find quite a few mirror image reversals. Here it is again.
The fact that it's happened.
The fact that it's happened. Mirror image reversal. All right, what else have I got here in the way of mirror image reversals? I don't know what I want.
It's really difficult. I don't know what I want. Whether
I don't know what I want, and backwards.
I don't know what I want.
I don't know what I want.
I don't know what I want.
Forward.
I don't know what I want.
There you go. There's some mirror image reversals. That's in the M's. Now I have a whole bunch of music that I can't play you because no, hang on. We've got some more before the music. Here we have Martin Luther King.
Go back to Louisiana. Go back to the slums and ghettos of our northern cities.
And it says organize a unit.
Organize the unit. Organize the unit. Organize the unit.
Organize a unit. Let's play it again. That's totally congruent reversal.
Go back to Louisiana. Go back to the slums and ghettos of our northern cities.
Organize a unit.
Organize the unit. Organize the unit. Organize the unit.
Martin Luther King. Here we have another one on Martin Luther King. Congruent reversal. Here we go.
To speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands.
The Lord, he does believe.
The Lord, he does believe. The Lord, he does believe. The Lord, he does believe.
There we go. The Lord, he does believe. Good reversal. Here we go. Congruent reversal. Here it is again.
To speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands.
The Lord, he does believe.
The Lord, he does believe. The Lord, he does believe. The Lord, he does believe.
So there you go. Okay, we're on the M's, so we're coming to the moonwalk. You'll all know this reversal, but this reversal was the very first reversal I ever heard in human speech back in probably February or March of 87. I know I wrote my theory in April of 87, so this would have been around about probably January or February of 87. So here's Neil Armstrong's famous first words on the moon.
It's
one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And backwards he says, man will spacewalk.
Man will spacewalk. Man will spacewalk. Man will spacewalk.
Man will spacewalk. Classic reversal. Very first reversal ever found in human speech. Here it is again.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
And backwards, man will spacewalk.
Man will spacewalk. Man will spacewalk.
Yeah, will is future tense. Man will continue to walk in space. It's a declaration of the future of humanity in space. Man will spacewalk. As he steps on the lunar surface, that's what he's thinking. Our destiny as a human race is to walk into the stars. Man will spacewalk. There we go. Okay, let's have a look. Here we have a former head of the Mormon Church.
That we have a beautiful day here in Salt Lake City. It is absolutely magnificent weather, and how grateful we are for it.
And here he says, we're all for our evil feared one.
We're all for our evil feared one. We're all for our evil feared one.
That's pretty scary.
We're all for our evil feared one.
Let's play it again. Here's the forwards.
That we have a beautiful day here in Salt Lake City. It is absolutely magnificent weather, and how grateful we are for it.
We're all for our evil feared one.
We're all for our evil feared one. We're all for our evil feared one. We're all for our evil feared one.
So there we go. That was the former head of the Mormon Church. This was back in the 90s. I don't know who that was. All right, now I've got a lot of music reversals. I can't play any of them, which is a real shame because I got some great ones in music. Wow, I've got about 50 of them here, at least. Wow. Yeah, I can't play any of them. I'm going to get into trouble if I do. Copyright claim. All right, here we have another evangelist.
Great things for him, and I can do great things today. My friend, it just narrows itself down what he said to Simon Peter by the Sea of Galilee, lovest thou me?
And backwards, my advice is rancid.
My advice is rancid. My advice is rancid.
Wow.
My advice is rancid.
And let me play the whole lot backwards. Hear how it just jumps up out of the gibberish. Here's the forwards. Here's the reverse. Just hear that just jump out of the gibberish. There you go. My advice is rancid. And here it is again for those who missed it.
My advice is rancid. My advice is rancid. My advice is rancid.
Not a minister you want to go to for counseling. McGee, his name's McGee. That's all I know. All right. Okay. Oh, here's a reversal that was pretty popular back in the 90s when I was big on Coast to Coast AM, and they were all on about Mars. So here we have a reverse on a NASA scientist.
Shortly after it got there, when the mapping began that year, Viking Orbiter 1 sent back the picture, and somebody noticed it on there, and it's kind of a neat thing.
We're involved with Cydonia.
Very modest. Very modest.
There we go.
Very modest.
In other words, they were interested in the Cydonia region of Mars, which is alleged to hold that famous face that was debunked back in the 90s when they came out with more precise pictures. It was just a bunch of rocks. But at that stage, there was a lot of controversy about Cydonia. Apparently, there was some geometric patterns and all types of stuff like that. Someone asked me if I've done the UFO hearings. Yes, I have. We can look at them at some stage. But so much stuff I got to cover. I have got 42 years of research in my computer. You would not believe all the stuff I've got. All right, where are we up to? We're involved with Sidonia. Oh, what's this? National warning. Are you ready for a Merry Christmas for all? I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Are you ready for a Merry Christmas for all? I'll be bothered. It's there. That's funny. Hear it again. Are you ready? A Merry Christmas for all. Well, that's a great reversal. Here's the forwards. Are you ready? A Merry Christmas for all. I'll play it at 2 speeds. There you are. How's that? Gee, I should end the show on that one, shouldn't I? A Merry Christmas for all. Have a Merry Christmas this week, folks. Here, I'll play this reversal again. This is the last reversal for the show this week. Very one to finish it off. A Merry Christmas for all. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Actually, no, I'll play a few more reversals. Too early to finish the show yet. What else have we got here? Let's have a look. That was Are You Ready? A Merry Christmas for All. I've got a whole bunch of Obama. A whole bunch. Where are we up to? Nashville. Here's the one on Netanyahu.
We, the Jewish people, can defend ourselves.
Give Jews a deal.
Give Jews the deal. Give Jews the deal. Give Jews the deal.
Give Jews a deal, yeah. Someone made a comment, reversals always sound demonic. Well, they're spiritual in nature. It's spirit speaking. So it has that spiritual feel to it. Okay, so that's why people call it demonic, I think. All right, here's another one on Netanyahu.
We have internally, we can do this in the region, and we can bring a different life, a different reality to our children, the Palestinian children, and the other peoples of the region who choose to partake in this vision of peace with us.
Hear the lie, you will feed the fowl.
Hear the lie, you will feed the fowl.
Wow.
Hear the lie, you will feed the fowl. Hear the lie, you will feed the fowl.
Well, that doesn't sound too good on Netanyahu, does it? Here, I'll play the reverse again. Hear the lie. Oh, here's the forwards. Here we go.
Have internally, we can do this in the region, and we can bring a different life, a different reality to our children, the Palestinian children, and the other peoples of the region who choose to partake in this vision of peace with us.
Yeah, okay, talking about a vision of peace, but we hear the opposite message. This is incongruent. Hear the lie, you will feed the fowl.
Hear the lie, you will feed the fowl. Hear the lie, you will feed the fowl. Hear the lie, you will feed the fowl.
Well, that didn't sound too good, does it? All right. Now we've got a whole bunch of reversals on me. I'm going to hold those off till next week, till next show. Oh, gee, I got probably a couple of dozen reversals on me. Okay, look, I'm done for this week's show. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you next week. I will be here. We'll be doing a show. Merry Christmas to everyone. Hope you all have a great year, great Christmas, and we'll see you all next weekend. Bye. Thank you. See you.